I don't care. Okay, we are live. I don't know if anyone's going to be joining us tonight because no one has joined us on the last 3 or 4, but we are live. I have lemonade. I'm not showing you where it's from because I don't think I'm allowed to. But I have lemonade, and we are doing the same thing we do every single week. I have this mug, and I go through all the shows in this mug, and I talk about them, and I make comments about what I think about the episodes. I still have not decided whether I'm going to stop doing the shorts. I'm going to recap the shorts because I usually do about halfway through with most shorts. I usually give a here's what's happened so far. I might just stop doing them entirely because they're hard to keep up with and I do it anyway. So, there's that. There's that. We're just gonna dive right in, and we're gonna pull from the mug Spy Classroom. Oh Lord. Okay, so Spy Classroom, as I already said previously, and I am reiterating this, is literally just Assassination Classroom with spies. There is no difference. There's no difference. It's kids are told to defeat their teacher, and they have a certain amount of time to do it, and that's it. There was briefly a plot about him, molding them into spies, but they kind of dropped that entirely because, they're already great spies, which I don't understand. I don't understand why you'd have this plot about, he's going to take these 6 kids and teach them to... They already are spies. They're at a spy... They have a fucking spy academy. They have a spy academy. So why is the plot, we're going to teach them to be... When he's already... They're spies already. I don't get that. I really don't get that. And I don't get why I'm supposed to be interested in this show. We do get possible gay rep because it's implied maybe that Lily, the main girl, is possibly having a fling with one of the other girls. I don't know. I don't care. This is basically sunk cost. This is an entire season of sunk cost fallacy. An entire season of, I'm halfway through this damn show. I might as well keep going to see if something happens. I dropped so much on as a girl because, oh my god, the raging misogyny in that show is just not okay. But we're halfway through. We might as well finish. Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. They have gone to this... They have gone to this castle, and douchebag is there. I have no idea why he's there, but he's there, and they're gonna have a contest, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna beat you, and I'm just like, I don't care. I don't fucking care. Maybe if they go into the war, or maybe if they go into fairy trade, I'll be interested, but it's basically just 20 episodes of her learning to bake, and Shell is hot. That is the number one thing I keep thinking about this show, is what is there that's good in this show. Shell is hot. That is literally the only depth that this show has. Other than that, it's girl who I don't like to begin with because she's a closeted racist, learns to bake. And it's that naive sentiment of, oh yeah, I can... here, let me give you back your wing because somehow that makes me a better person. I'm not going to apologize for buying a slave, or I'm not going to apologize for my views towards the fairy people, but no, here, let me give you back your wing. He's only there to be a love interest. Let's be honest. He's there to be a love interest because he's hot, and she's going to fall for him, and he's probably going to fall for her, and that is about the depth that this show has. I'm not even sure if Sunk Cost Fallacy can get me through this show, because the show is so boring. Oh, there is one other thing. The art is gorgeous. That's the only other thing I like about the show. Shell is hot and the art is gorgeous. Other than that, I don't care. And they're gonna have a contest, and how he's gonna wriggle. No, not interested. I might give the show 2 more episodes to see if it goes anywhere, but probably not. Probably I'm done with the show after this because it's so freaking boring. But we're moving back into the pot. Bungo Stray Dogs is, I'm not even sure. It's interesting because now now they're setting up for Rampo, who I didn't know. I think I mentioned this last time. I didn't know in this show he was only supposed to be 14. Like, they picked. I love Hiroshi Kamiya. I think he's a fantastic voice actor, and I'm not saying this to be mean to him. And I know a lot of seiyus play teenagers, but I honestly think if you're gonna make one of your characters 14, like if this is supposed to be set, well, no, it's not, because we see all the main characters, so this is set in the present time. But I think that at the beginning, it was set in a flashback. I think, but if you're gonna do that, can you please pick a different voice actor? A voice actor with a younger voice, because Hiroshi Kamiya is like in his 40s, and I don't believe that voice comes out of a 14. I don't believe for a second that voice comes out of a 14-year-old. There's no logical way you can convince me that voice comes out of a teenager. Maybe if he's like 17, but no, no. But we're fighting these people. Oh yeah, we're fighting the Decay of Angels. I'm not sure why, but I do like them. I like the villain. He's very creepy. And I like that he's, well, yeah, they're just very creepy. And and I love Takahito Koyasu. He's awesome. And he makes a really, really, really terrifying villain. So, and he plays with the main character, it's really, really terrifying. I don't know what they want, but I'm actually kind of interested to find out. Actually, did we skip something? Because I swear we skipped him being in the car with that dude, but it's okay. Maybe we'll get back to that, or maybe I just missed something. But next one is in the pot is Ice Blade Sorcerer. Did I watch this week's Ice Blade Sorcerer? I don't remember if I watched this. To tell you the truth, this show is just okay. It's not great. It's not horrible, but it's not good. And it's not holding my attention enough for me to keep watching it. Like we already found out who the traitor is, so I don't know what they're gonna do from here. I hate when shows do that, right? I fucking hate when shows set up a plot of, oh, we need to find out, who this person is, and then you find out who the person is in episode 5, and then you're left with 7 episodes left, and they don't know what to do with it, and they just kind of pander around, and it basically just kind of ruins this. I get at some point you have to figure it out, and I don't want it to drag out for too long, but could you make it to episode 7 before you find out in a 12-episode show? The same thing happened in Kill la Kill, where the whole reason I went into it was, oh, hey, this girl's going to track down her father's murderer. And not only did they spoil it halfway through the show, the girl just like up and came out and said, "Oh, by the way, I killed your dad." I'm like, really? You can't even put some mystery, like there's no mystery behind it anymore. That's the premise in your show. She's searching for the person who's wielding the other half of the scissor, who murdered her father. There's no... I hate when shows do that. I'm sorry, I do. And it happens so much. It happens so often. It happened in Gleipnir, where we found out in episode 4 we met her sister. The whole plot of the synopsis was they're looking for her sister. And we found her in episode 4. And then it just devolves in like a bunch of shit that I don't care about. I don't care about aliens and, battle. Stop doing that. Stop doing it. At least get halfway through your show before you give us the answer prematurely. So I don't know what else they're going to do. I don't know what else they can do. But anyway, next is Endo and Kobayashi. Oh, talk about a show that's boring the crap out of me. Oh boy. So the problem with this show is that they are neglecting the otome half in favor of the relationship between Endo and Kobayashi. And I personally don't have a problem with a show about a romance between two gamers, but that's not what the show is. That's not what the show is supposed to be. The show is supposed to be a show about two godlike beings influencing the otome game. And we barely get half of the otome game. Like I don't even know who... At least we got some romance in this game. We don't in this. Like, we get more about Lizelote thinking that she's going to... That this corruptive thing in her that she thinks is going to, and that she starts seeing everybody as corruptive and evil, which actually, gives me a good idea for how for fan fiction, but I'll get to that later. But it's not a plot. There are plot points. There's stuff that happens. Like, we meet her mom, who looks kind of like Katarina, which is really funny. But there's no actual plot. What is the actual plot? What's the end goal of the show? What are we supposed to be doing? And they keep explaining stuff like, oh, this person is supposed to be here. Oh, this person is... What is the end goal? What are we trying to get to? I don't know. And at this point, I really don't fucking care. To tell you the truth, I might drop this season entirely. Because so many of these shows just suck. The only show I like, without a doubt, is Buddy Daddy. That is the only show that I'm not, bored to tears with. Oh, no, and Hiroga Sky Precourier. That's pretty good. But other than that, the shows are just nothing. They're just nothing. They're not interesting. They're not going anywhere. But let me see what's next. Oh, Revenger is another one that has a really great idea for a show. And now they're starting to, introduce this drug pit, which basically takes away from the idea that you already had. That's another thing I hate. I hate when shows introduce a premise and then, I'm not saying you can't have arcs. I'm not saying you can't do more with your premise. But when you give me a premise, I want the show to be about that premise. Like, if you say a show is about cooking, I don't want the show to say, oh, it's about cooking, but cooking leads her to, like, a fantasy world where she has to fight the Demon King. And that's, I hate when shows drop their premise. I hate when shows take a premise and use it to hide an entirely different story. I fucking hate when shows do that. It's so aggravating to me. And Revenger is doing exactly that. Revenger is taking a perfectly good premise of we get revenge for people, and it's now using it as to turn it into another story about drug busting. It's nothing terrible. It's actually one of the better ones this season, but so far it's okay. Next one is Higuro Sky Precure. We're only 2 episodes in, so I can't really say much about this. I will say the baby's cute, and I like the idea that the main character wants to be a hero. It's Precure, so you get what you get. It's girls fighting monsters. It's not, honestly though, it's definitely one of the better shows this season. And we are, as I said previously, we're getting a male Precure. That is awesome. And Ayumu is awesome, and I like him very much. And we're hopefully getting the other girl. She's gonna be a Precure, probably. And I like the fact that the grandmother knows that the main character's story. That's someone that knows. Why would you do that? Why would you make? But I'm still not crazy about the fact that because in earlier seasons, Precures came from people. Not Precures. The monsters came out of people. The monsters were born from people's issues. I don't like the fact that now they're just random objects, but at least the hippo's fun. At least the giant talking angry hippo with the mohawk is fun. And the baby's cute. So there is that. Ours no Kyuju. I have no idea what the show is trying to do, but I will admit, out of all the shows, it is at least trying to have a plot, and it's trying to move that plot forward. And now they have the other girl who's, I got another experiment. I don't know. And she's like trying to hunt them down. I don't know. That's the big takeaway from this season. I don't know. I don't know what the point is, why half of these shows are doing what they're doing. And I know a lot of people are like, well, it takes time. Yeah, it does. But you know what? It also needs to happen. You also need to get to the point. Let me get my lemonade. Next is Misfit of Demon King Academy. So, they go back in time. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what he chooses to accomplish. But, like, they're throwing around all these terms. And honestly, I don't understand half of them. I don't, like, oh, you know, this person is born of this, and in order to connect it. This show is one of those shows that you need a fucking scorecard to keep track of. And I know a lot of people said about Index in later seasons, and maybe, but no, this show, you need a scorecard to keep track of everything that's going on. And, like, they go back in time. I guess Oh, they want to find out why the other girl died, and the other girl is adorable. I like the other. She's cute. They want to go find out why she died. I forget why, but they want to find out what happened. So, and they want to find out how Lena and her weird shit. They want to find out how that was born and what happened with that. I have a feeling it's not. I know from seeing shows like that. There's more to it than that. That he didn't just kill her. There's way more to it than that. If he killed her, it was for a reason or because something happened. Also, I love the fact that they just use Anas's regular voice. When he's a child form, they don't even bother to hide. They just use his regular. I don't understand why they do that, nor do I understand why the people buy it when he says, "Oh, I'm just a passing. We're performers." Like, you look and sound like the Demon King, but you're Okay, all right. Why do I buy that? I don't understand why I buy that. It's really weird. Just I do that occasionally. Okay, so next is apparently Giselle. I am done with this show. Ningen Fushin. That kid is so annoying. And not only is he annoying, he ruins any character development. He ruins any... He just ruins the show. I'm sorry, he does. Because a show that's rooted in reality and that's rooted in, actual character development has no business having a character that is a kid who's born from a fucking sword. No, absolutely not. There's nope, not doing it. And he's annoying. And he basically just bothers the other characters the entire time. So I kind of want to see what happens when Curran runs into her old teammates and that dude who betrayed her. But other than that, not interest. Next one is Rondo of the... I forgot I was watching this show. So we're not going to deal with that one. Buddy Daddies. Did I put Kaina? Did I remember? Nope, I did not remember to put Kaina in here. I still have not remembered to put Kaina in here. Buddy Daddies. It's cute. So this is the only show this season I actually genuinely like and don't have problems with. They've shopped for daycares. They've found her a daycare, and now they have to go through. It's the field trip episode. So now she goes on a field trip with her friends, and this kid is picking on her, and it's clear this kid likes her, but this kid doesn't want to admit that he likes her. So they get lost, and it's funny because the spy dads basically, I don't know how they got into the suits, because earlier speaking they weren't in them. So why did they choose to dress themselves as a llama and a bunny? That's just really hilarious and really weird to me. I don't get that, but it's funny. So they beat up this guy as a llama and a bunny, and he has to come to terms with the fact that he has to be stricter with Miri, and he has to know how to do, because apparently Miri got into a fight, and he's not sure, and it's nice to see all these little vignettes like her. It's really cute, and I like the fact, but I'm not sure I'm going to keep covering it because there's no plot. It's basically just an episodic story about them being cute with their Spy Kid. I will see myself on Spy Kid. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't say Spy Kid because that's lame. But high card. So they go to an auction, and then this villain shows up who's like dressed really weird and has bright pink hair, and like we don't have an actual plot yet. We have a MacGuffin and we have a setup, but we don't have an actual plot, which I find very odd. That we're 5 episodes in and we don't have an actual story. Hopefully they change that because the MacGuffins are nice, but they haven't really done the episodic every single week we fight somebody new thing, so I'm hoping they're holding out for something. Nothing much has happened yet. We do find out that the lady with the sword gets a split personality like the Genocider show when she unsheaths the sword. But other than that, we don't really have a lot of plot. And then finally, for this week, we have kind of the Great No See. So she meets her brother, who is Ayumu, because I like him and he's the whole reason I'm watching this show. He meets her brother, and they want to go rescue her. And that's literally it. Like there's no nothing moves forward. It's basically just, hey, let's go and rescue Kiriha, or whatever her name is. I think that's her name. Kiriha. I forget what her name is, but let's go rescue her. And they haven't actually rescued her yet. They haven't actually done it yet. So, and she has this conversation where basically they're like, oh, my dad, my dad isn't gonna, so they're kind of leaning towards war, I guess, because her dad isn't gonna rescue her, which I think is pretty heartless. Is there anything else? Covered the shows this week. Might be stopping the shorts because, or at least I might be reformatting the shorts to do something else with them, because I have a hard time keeping up with them, and because there's no point if I'm doing this every week. I will be starting a 1001 Anime to See Before You Die, but that's not yet because I'm not finished with the first show, and that first show ties into Black History Month. I did try to watch Samurai Champloo, honestly, and I know this is going to sound really fucking petty, those transitions, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do the stupid record transition. I know what they were trying to do. I get that. But it broke the flow of the episode. It completely breaks the flow of the episode. And it's just, I did not like those transitions, and I'm sorry. Maybe I'll try it again. And I went and I watched it in Japanese to see if maybe it's just an English thing. Nope. It's a Japanese thing too. I might do a live watch if anybody's interested, but I'm not going to be covering them. And I'm probably not going to watch that show otherwise. I still need to think of what a show I'm going to do for, February, March. I was going to do one in January, I just never got to it. I need to figure out what I'm going to do for February, March, for March, because I haven't decided yet. I know what tune I'm doing for March, but that's not this live stream. That's something else entirely. But, that's it for this week. So, Y'all can catch me next week. More content coming out, and I will see you later.